Hey, welcome to today's video. If you like short videos, you're going to love this one. So today we're looking at countries without the DMCA. I'm Rick Chapo. I'm with DMCAagentservice.com. We provide third-party DMCA agents to website and app owners who want to comply with the law but don't want to list their personal information publicly. So, countries without the DMCA. Well, the answer to this question, if you will, is really found in looking at the countries that have the DMCA. And that's because there's only one, the United States. So the DMCA, or Digital Millennium Copyright Act, is a federal law of the United States. It was enacted in 1998, and it only applies in the United States. Now, before you get excited and start clicking away, it's important to mention that although no other countries have the DMCA, they do have their own copyright laws that apply to the online and offline environment. So if you are based in one of those countries, or you're targeting an audience in another country outside of the U.S., you need to know what those rules, regulations, and laws are and make sure that you're in compliance, because obviously you don't want to run into the problems with those. Copyright complaints tend to be expensive to deal with. So countries without the DMCA, everybody except the United States. Now, there is a practical impact to this. If you're outside the United States, you might be wondering, well, do I need to comply with the DMCA if I'm selling into the United States? And the answer is technically no, but practically probably. And the reason for that being that if you're targeting the U.S., you're essentially submitting to jurisdiction here. So if a copyright owner files a complaint against you, a DMCA takedown notice, let's say, and they can't find your agent because you're not in compliance, well, their next step is to file a copyright infringement lawsuit against you in federal court here in the United States. And I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that you probably wouldn't appear. So at that point, the court would issue what's called a default judgment. So once that default judgment is issued, the copyright owner can then move the court for orders to essentially block your website or app, whatever it is, from appearing in the United States. And the court is likely to grant this. And the order would be then submitted to the various data pipe companies, and poof, your website or app would no longer be viewable in the U.S., and that would be a massive problem for you, as you can imagine, particularly if you're targeting the U.S. So there's a practical aspect to it there. There's a secondary practical aspect, which is, if you're targeting the U.S. market, quite frankly, the people visiting your site are going to expect you to comply with the DMCA. And so much like if you didn't have a privacy policy or something of that sort, they might be less likely to trust your site and make an actual financial transaction if you don't have everything there that they're expecting to see, which would include privacy policy terms, DMCA, maybe a website disclaimer, those kinds of items. So in general, we recommend that you probably look at going ahead and complying. Now, again, compliance is really cheap. It's very expensive, so I don't really know why you wouldn't want to do it. So anyways, that's it for today's videos. Countries without the DMCA. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving us a thumbs up. If you didn't, we feel shame. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below. And we publish an endless number of videos on DMCA topics, so feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more. Thanks.